Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just fancy popping on and talking about all the fragrances I've been enjoying lately. It's been really hot, like heat wave hot. I mean, it is almost summer, I suppose, but it's technically still spring. I mean, this is the point where I should say, what a beautiful day, isn't it gorgeous? But I'm a winter girl, I have to say, so I'm kind of shying away and hiding in the shade. Yeah, I don't do well in the heat, but I can still enjoy some lovely fragrances that are perfect for the spring and the summer and for hot days. I also thought I'd give this peony a little bit of love in this video. I've actually got a bunch of these beautiful peonies. Enormous! Look at the size of the head on this peony. It's absolutely beautiful. I've got a bar sitting over there with a load of them in. And it's just too beautiful not to share, really. So she's going to stay there. One I've been reaching for so much, and this was a blind buy. You saw me open this and get my first impressions on a recent purchase video. This is Peony by Dolce and Gabbana. And I really wish I'd got the 75ml of this one. I bought Garden thinking that one would be a sort of safer bet, hearing also so many amazing things on it. And I didn't enjoy it at all, and I actually enjoyed Peony far more. In fact, I've already sold Garden now. It just wasn't my kind of scent. Peony is just a fruity, floral, easy breezy, but it's got such a lovely fresh green edge to this. I'm going to just spray it actually again. It's got a sweetness. It's got, let's say, that green edge. It's so fresh. It's not too cloying. It's not too sweet. The florals are beautiful. I think it's peony and freesia. The fruits are plum and something else. And it's the perfect easy reach. The perfect easy reach for spring or summer. I think it would disappear a bit too much in colder weather because it is very light, but it stays with you. And it's one I quite enjoy spraying, but I'm kicking myself for not getting a bigger bottle of this because I think I'm going to get through it. I mean, it's gone down quite a bit. So I think this could be my new easy reach everyday fragrance. And this really is the cutest little bottle. I mean, I know it's just a plasticky, you know, but I just find it completely adorable. So that is Peony by Dolce & Gabbana. So next up is a really beautiful fruity floral, one that I am using very sparingly because it is just a sample. And this I was inspired to buy after hearing Lola Scents talk about it. It is called Chao Chao San and it is by MDCI. It's a fruity floral, beautiful easy reach for the spring and summer. But unlike Peony, this is in a much higher price bracket. In fact, this is a very expensive fragrance, hence why I'm only using very sparingly. In fact, it's almost gone. My birthday is just around the corner and I think a certain husband might be getting me a bottle of this. I think. But it is expensive. It's expensive probably for what it is because it is a fresh everyday fruity floral, but it is really beautiful. And what I love about it is a big note of lychee. I love lychee in fragrance. It's just this big fragrant fruit that's fresh, a delicate sort of side to it. It's a little bit rosy as well, a lychee. But there's also cherry blossom in here. It doesn't last all day. It will disappear after about 5 hours. It does have that sort of niche depth in the notes. And I also think there's a bit of a pear nuance. There's no pear listed in this, but just the arrangement of the fruits and the florals just gives me quite a pear vibe. But it's really beautiful and worth a sample if you're into, you know, sweet fruity florals. Yeah, that's Chao Chao San, and if you like your cherry blossom fruity floral style fragrances, head over to Lola Scents because she's got a whole video dedicated to fragrances with cherry blossom because that's one of her favourite notes at the moment. And she's also got a bottle of this, so you get to see what the bottle looks like as well. So that's Chao Chao San, and that's another one that I'm really enjoying, and fingers crossed I hope to get a bottle of. Okay, next is a fragrance I just keep talking about because I love it so much. And it is Eclat Diapage. I'm going to skip over this quickly because, you know, you don't want to keep hearing the same old thing. Wisteria Lilac. There's beautiful tea leaf in here. There's no citruses listed, but I think of it as a fruity floral. There's a very much a citrus edge, but I think it's the freshness from the green tea leaf. The lilac is very strong in here and it is absolutely beautiful. It's a very affordable fragrance. And I feel it has a slightly niche edge because of this lovely presence of lilac and how it's presented. It doesn't smell like a typical generic fragrance, although it is very much likened to Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana, and I do get that resemblance, but this one has a slightly more unique edge to it with that lilac. It's just beautiful, beautiful fragrance for spring and the summer. Absolutely stunning. So highly recommend Eclat by Lanvin. Another fragrance that I love and bought only recently, and I've mentioned it a couple of times, is Frangipani by Ormonde Jayne. I'm really enjoying this fragrance. It's again a fruity floral, but this time we have magnolia, frangipani, lime and lime blossom. And it's got a bit of a soapy edge from that magnolia, I think. That's what's giving it a bit of a soapy feel to it. But it's presented in this very fresh, tropical way. I think the lime and lime blossom is really bringing something quite pretty. And although there's no nuts listed in here, I find this to be quite almondy in the more fresh green almond way, not a powdery almond. It's got a Mediterranean-y edge, I think. Maybe it's because of that almond thing and that frangipani. But I just love reaching for this one, and this one has pretty good projection on me. It has decent longevity, not a full day I don't think, but pretty decent. Yeah, it's fresh, it's bright, it's very pretty. That is Frangipani by Ormonde Jayne. So this next one is from the House of Byredo, and when I first tried this, it was like nothing else I've ever tried before. This is Belle Dia Freak. Now I've heard this mentioned on other channels, but when I first took notice of this, it was when Josephine from the Jeu de Rose channel was talking about the whole House of Byredo and a buyer's guide. Actually, this is the one that I decided was the one I wanted. It was so different to anything else I've tried before. And it just smells like a summer evening in a dry environment, but in the nicest possible way. This is a vetiver fragrance. It also has the African marigold flower, which I'd never smelt before. So this is where this new scent for me is coming from. But before I knew what the notes were, I was getting this sort of spicy cardamom mango scent. It's not really fruity, but it's like you've got a blender and you've blended down mango with loads of butter and spices and cardamom, maybe a bit of banana. Oh, it's so creamy. It's a very smooth, creamy fragrance with the sharpness from, I guess it's the vetiver, and the sort of buttery, soft element from that marigold flower. I don't know. It's just beautiful, and I think of it as almost a gourmand because it makes me want to eat the things I'm smelling. What's the matter, Cap? So yeah, I cover myself in this in the evenings when it's a really warm night. I'm really happy to have that. I don't like the cap on this. I love the nice big chunky heavy glass bottle because it's classy, but as soon as I put the cap on, I don't know what it is, I just find it looks a bit cheap. Love that. Don't love that, sorry. A bit like a space helmet or something. I don't know. I think it's pretty without it. It's even got a little B for Byredo on there, so I kind of prefer that. Anyway, not important. Another lovely one for the warm weather. Sylvaine Delacourte. This is Smeraldo, and she's become my new favourite from the Sylvaine Delacourte. From all the ones that I've got and all the ones I've smelled, I think she's my favourite because it's an unusual scent again, one I don't have or compare it to anything else that I've got. And that is because the note of Angelica in here. Now, Angelica could be classed as a bit of a, I don't know, a bitter, heavy herb. However, as it's presented in here, it comes across cooling and soothing and slightly aromatic. You've also got lime in here to give it a slightly fresh zing. And Smeraldo is actually a musk. It's from the Musk collection, but there is nothing musky in here. It's a very watery, calming, cooling scent. You really get this beautiful, natural, organic, green, leafy kind of smell. So it's a bit of a different take on having a refreshing, typical citrus scent. This one is more cooling in a smooth, angelique, kind of green, leafy, creamy sort of way. So that is Smeraldo by Sylvaine Delacourte. So because it is getting so much warmer and we're almost out of spring, I'm starting to pull for my real summery summer scents. And one of them is by Jo Malone, and that is Wild Bluebell. So Wild Bluebell, so when you read Wild Bluebell, you expect floral, Bluebell floral scent. And I don't think that's really what this is. I mean, there are florals in here. They're very, very light. But I honestly get a very oceanic, aquatic scent. That's what I get from this. I can't remember the notes in this one. You certainly won't find actual Bluebell for obvious reasons that it's illegal to pick, but you get that ocean breeze kind of a thing. A fresh, oceanic, kind of summer, refreshing scent. Performance is pretty crap, if I'm honest, but it's just one of them ones you can keep spraying. It's cooling, it's easy. It's a dumb reach for me. When it's a really, really hot day, I like this one. It has quite a cold feel to it. That is Wild Bluebell by Jo Malone. So this next one is a really bloody weird choice for spring and summer. It's not a scent for the hot weather. It really isn't. But I've been wearing it nonetheless, and I've been really enjoying it. This is by Mancera, and it is Roses Vanille. Okay, this gets a lot of love in the fragrance community. It's a big old sweet character, this one. Now I got this recently as part of a split. As you can see, there's a lot gone. I bought recently as a sort of partial split with somebody to make it cheaper. I bought a sample of this to see how similar it was to the Intense Cafe, which I also have. And it is similar, but there is differences, and I totally fell in love with this scent. It was like one of those things that you just smell it and you think, God, that is so me, and I just want it and I need it, and it's just so addictive. This literally smells like a jammy dodger. If you don't know what a jammy dodger is, it is a biscuit we have here in the UK. It goes back to the 80s, these jammy dodgers. And they've got a little love heart cut out where you see the jam in the middle. Now, obviously this is Roses and it's vanilla, but it's so sweet. This is so sweet that you may as well be sniffing strawberry jam, or, you know, maybe rose jam or something. Vanilla presents itself in a way that you're smelling a biscuit. It's got a really dense biscuity scent, and that Mancera DNA that you get in a lot of them is kind of what's underpinning that and giving it some sort of grit and substance. So this is a jammy dodger in a bottle. I don't care if it's extremely hot and sticky and humid. This scent just works for me. Now, just because we're in that ballpark, I had to mention Intense Cafe because they are so similar. There's something about this one I find slightly more comforting and suitable for autumn, winter, maybe the beginning of spring. And the differences are, for me, okay, this is a jammy dodger. This is a jammy dodger that's dipped in coffee. And this is not a strong coffee scent, but it's just enough that you get this beautiful gourmand rose. And I find this slightly more refined, slightly more demure than Roses Vanille, just slightly. And it's enough that I find them different. I love them both, and I'm still wearing them currently. So the last one is a fragrance that I have no reason to love. It's got no place being in my collection, and it's currently an empty sample bottle because I used it up. So this is, or once was, Jasmines Marzipan. Now I bought this sample at the beginning of last year, and when I bought it, it was based off of recommendations from Demi Rowling and many other reviewers that were raving about it. And I'm not a big jasmine lover. I don't tend to enjoy it in a lot of fragrances. It always comes through either obnoxious or soapy or headachy. And a name like Jasmines Marzipan, I had to at least buy the sample because I love marzipan. I love things that are sweet and nutty. I wanted to see just how marzipan it is. Now, when I first smelt this was basically a jasmine scent. It was not unpleasant, but it was pretty much just jasmine, so I wrote it off as just being something I would never ever want. I did a recent Instagram post where I featured Jasmines Marzipan, so I reached for it again, and this time I discovered it as a sweet, pretty, mild, beautiful jasmine scent. I actually do love the scent of jasmine from the flower. Just from the flower, and I've never yet found a fragrance that just has that. It's always mixed up with a load of other things that make it too strong, or, you know, as I say, too heady. This is beautiful, and it's possibly the only thing I've ever smelt where I actually enjoy jasmine. This scent is as close as I'm going to get to actually putting my nose in an actual jasmine flower, and I think the marzipan is just because you're getting this slight hint of almond, and it is just a hint of almond. It's not going to be a gourmand. It's just slightly sweetened up, and very mildly and very delicately. So pretty. It's mild enough and just sweet enough for me. I literally can't get anything else out of this. I've been trying to squirt as much as I can out of it. I've mentioned my birthday is just around the corner, and I think, and I'm hoping, that my sister and my mum are sort of going together to get me a bottle of this. Fingers crossed. I'm so super excited to possibly have a bottle of Jasmines Marzipan at the end of June, along with the bottle of Chao Chao San. So on those hopes and dreams, that is the end of my little video. Tell me what your favourite summer fragrance is and what one you're most looking forward to wearing. Is anyone else crazy enough to be wearing Roses Vanille in this heat? Is it just me? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I shall leave you there. Take care. Over and out. See you soon.